Hello lovelies, today I'm going to show you how to do quite a dramatic smoky eye with quite a lot of sparkle in it, and you can pretty much go with any sort of colours that you want. I'm going to go with a kind of a really lovely copper colour because my eyes are green, so if you think about the colour wheel and your complementary opposites and that sort of thing, if you've got blue eyes then things with oranges or something with a really dark blue in would look really nice. If you've got green eyes, then something with a bit of red in or something with a bit of green in would look really good. And people with brown eyes can pretty much get away with any colour, so just kind of have fun and experiment. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my brow, and I'm just going to use this Illamasqua under eye concealer because it's really light. And I'm just going to use this kind of generic brush that I've got off eBay. And it's quite a stiff brush and it's synthetic, so they're the best for creams. And what I'm just going to do is, because what we want to do is give it a really sharp line, and we want to give the eyeshadow something to blend into and to stick to. And I'm just going to put a line here, and then a much thicker line there, because this is the bit that we want to emphasise as the arch. And I'm going to bring it down because I'm actually going to draw my eyebrow down a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that out. This is just a 217 blending brush from MAC, but anything that's got kind of a fluffy top to it that you can blend with. I'm only going to blend those bottom edges here, because I want it to be quite intense under the brow. And if you think about when you're blending, you're actually removing colour. So it's the same as when you're blending an eyeshadow. If you blend the whole thing, it can start to get a bit muddy and you can lose quite a lot of colour. So you're just literally blending those edges together so it stays quite dramatic there. Okay, and I'm going to take my 263, which is from MAC. It's very similar to the 266, that sort of thing, so it's just a synthetic brush to be able to grab hold of the colour. And I'm going to use Vehement by Illamasqua again, which is an eyebrow cake, and it's black. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using black even if you've got black hair, unless you like a really dramatic eyebrow, which I do, so that's fine. But even if you've got kind of red hair, then you don't really want to go with a red eyebrow because it's not very natural. If you want to look quite dramatic, then any colour you like is brilliant, but if you want it to look quite natural, then just do that. I'm just going to sketch out my brow. And the good thing is, where you've gone in with that concealer, if you make any mistakes you can clean it straight back up again. So I've lined the bottom, and I'm just going to go in and line the top. And the way you want the colour to be the strongest is through this arch. I'm just going to pull it down a little bit into a bit more of a point. Okay, so this bit here, pretty much to keep it looking quite natural, you just bring the bit of colour that you've put down there and the little bit that's left on your brush and flick it through. If you want really dramatic brows, you can turn your brush that way, put some more on it and then just drag it through if you want to. But this will keep it looking quite natural. And then what you can do if you want to break the colour up a little bit, just go in with a brow brush. And there we have our eyebrow. Now what we're going to do is just take a pencil, so black eyeliner pencil. This one's Feline from MAC, so something quite soft. You don't have to be really precise with this, you can just get in there and scribble. Try and get as close to this bottom lash line as you can, so don't leave any gaps. And you just want to take it up to about here. So no higher than there really. Okay, that is scribbled on there. Now, because you can be quite messy, don't worry if you get down here somewhere, because we're going to actually clean that up a bit later on. And we're going to put a little bit under, but only about halfway. And I'm going to go in and do the waterline. But I'm going to take that the whole way along. And I'm going to do the upper waterline. If you freak out about it, don't worry about it, but pretty much you can just rub your pencil along it and it'll get in there. And that just makes it really deep and really dark. So I'm just going to take a brush. This one's actually just a shoe remover brush. Something that's a little bit firm is brilliant. And then we're just going to drag this colour down. Don't blend it upwards, because then you'll end up with black all the way up here, which you'll find really difficult to move. So when I'm blending, I tend to go side to side and little window wiper motions. Now that would make quite a nice smoky eye on its own, but if you leave a cream then it'll tend to move, so we're going to put a powder over it anyway. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually go in with a brown powder here, because it's really difficult to blend black into nothing, so you need like a gradient colour, and that's the easiest way to do blending with anything really, if you get an in-between colour from the two that you're trying to go from, well, from into. So I'm just going to use this sleek palette. And I'm going to use this brown. And this one's just the Oh So Special palette. And sleek palettes are really good. They're very pigmented and they're really cheap, and you can just get them from Superdrug. So get your blending brush. I'm with my 217 again. Tap some of the colour off on the back of your hand if you've got too much. And then we're literally just going to put it on this outer corner. And blend it across. I'm going to take a little bit underneath as well. So you can see that's really helped that black blend into the concealer. If you've made a mistake and you've gone up too high, just take a bit more concealer and knock it back down again. That's really easy to do. Okay, and I'm going to take some black and I'm just going to strengthen this outer corner here. I'm just taking the black from the same palette. I'm going to tap it back off on my hand again. And we're just going to go along this bottom bit of the crease and into that corner. So you can see that's really, really strong, that back. And don't worry about this corner here where we've come down quite far. We're actually going to tidy that up. I usually do a smoky eye before I put my foundation on, just because then if you get any fallout it's really easy. Just get a wipe and wipe it off. Now, we're going to go in with the pigment. You can use loads of different pigments, you can use glitters for this, because you've got that cream base, it's going to make it really sticky, so that's going to be really good for anything to stick to. This one's the one from Illamasqua, it's called Berber, it's a beautiful colour. Bobbi Brown do some really good Barry M do some really good pigments as well. You can get them in Superdrug and Boots, and they're quite cheap. So I'm just going to load it up on a synthetic brush. This is just a cheap one from eBay again. I'm tapping the excess off, and then we're literally going to press it onto the lid. And you see that's a gorgeous colour. And we've got a very, very intense smoky eye with some sparkle. And then what you can do if you want it to kind of pop a little bit more is get a highlighter. And this one is from Bourjois, and it's colour number 3, I think. And you can put a little bit of colour just on the inner bit there, just to catch the light. And that'll really open up your eyes if you've got kind of close set eyes. That really works for that. And then you can put some on that area where you put concealer, if you want to make it really quite dramatic. I'm going to take my blending brush again and just blend that in a little bit more. So that's a very pronounced highlight now. And then I'm just going to tidy up this corner because I want it to look quite dramatic. So I'm just going to take cotton wool bud, eye makeup remover, and you can decide what angle you want it to go at. You can have it to come down slightly further down here, you can have it really swiped up here. I'm just going to tidy up under the eye so that it flows really nicely. And then pop your mascara on. And this is Hot and Naughty 2 Black. It's kind of got two ends to it, so you've got this end, which I'd always use first just to separate the lashes. And I don't know anyone that doesn't open their mouth when they put mascara on. And you can just leave it like that if you want quite a subtle lash. And then you can twist this bit. And then the huge brush comes out. And then that's it. Quite a dramatic, smoky, sparkly eye. Thanks for watching. Take care.